In this video, we are going to review 3 countdown timers that you can use for free to manage your events and keep to time. The free timers we are going to review are 1. Scheduler, 2. Countdown Kings, and 3. Free timer. Now, in this video, because we are going to be looking at the free timers, we are not going to purchase any activation. We're not going to buy any license for any of the timers. We're just going to download them and use them as is for free. So let's get started, and we're going to start with Scheduler. We begin our review with Scheduler. Now, full disclosure, we developed Scheduler. Scheduler gives you the ability to create your event title and set the time. So we are going to create a schedule of the free countdown timers we are reviewing today. Let's start with Scheduler. I'll give it 10 minutes. And then Countdown Kings. I'll give it 10 minutes. And then free timer, we also give it 10 minutes. For the sake of reusability, Scheduler gives you the ability to save your schedule so you can always come back to it. So let's call this Countdown Review. Okay. So to run your schedule, you select an event to start from and you click Run Schedule. So at the top here, you can see the current event running the scheduler, the time, counting down, and then the next event that comes up after it. At the bottom, you have the control buttons. We can navigate to the next event by clicking the next button. We can go to the previous event. We can pause and resume. We can add time on the fly. Let's add 20 minutes. We can subtract time on the fly. Let's subtract 15 minutes. And we can also use keyboard shortcuts for these controls. So to navigate to the next event, we could use the right arrow key, the left arrow key to go back, and the space button to pause and resume. Let us check out some customizations. If we go to the settings, we see that we can change the theme. So if we choose to change the theme, say we choose that color, we can change the font. That font was slim. Let's change it to Minion Pro. And let's see what that looks like. So we've changed the font, and you can see this is a bigger font, it's thicker, and the timing and the color has changed. Let's go back and do some more customizations. So we can decide not to show the title, time, and next. We can say we want to show just the title and the time and the next event, or just the time alone. Let's show just the title and the time. Count down or count up. If we want to, we can change the time up text as well. Let's say time is up. We can choose to flash the time up text, and we can change the sign shown when the time is up. So let's see that in action as well. So we'll run this again, and this time we now have just the title and the time. And to save ourselves some time, let us subtract some time and see what the time up looks like. Now, this is what the time up interface looks like. This is the time up text we set. This is the extra time being used. And this is the sign we set there. Now, when the speaker is done, you can navigate to the next event to continue. So let's go back and check out a few more settings. Now, the extended screen in Scheduler is an interesting feature. When you enable it, it allows you to extend the timer to an external screen. That way you do not have to duplicate your main screen. So we'll put a link in the description of how this works. So one more interesting feature with Scheduler is it allows you to analyze the time you run for your events. So we can go to analysis, select the date, and then the schedule, let's say countdown review, and then it shows you how you've run your event. So we've run this a few times now, and this is, we gave it 10 minutes, we ran it for 35 seconds. It did not use an extra time. This was the run where we gave it 1 minute. Remember, we subtracted 9 minutes from the time, and this was the time used, and the extra time is 22 seconds. And then you also see the summary. So this analysis can be done in Scheduler as well. Now, these features are actually on a trial basis, because if you exceed your trial, which is 14 days, you will have to buy an activation key. But Scheduler comes with a feature that is always free, which is the impromptu feature here. So you get to set the time on the fly and then hit the space bar to run the time. As you can see, the instructions are at the bottom of the page right there. And then when your time is up, you hit the delete key, and then you set your time again, and then you run it. So that's it about Scheduler. Let us move on now to Countdown Kings. This is the initial screen we get. We will check out the pro features later, but for now we will just use the free version as is. So we close this. The instructions are at the top and the bottom of the screen. It says you can click on the numbers or use the arrow keys to set the time, and then the space key to start or pause the timer, the delete key to reset, and escape to exit. So let us set the time to 5 minutes with the arrow keys, and then hit the space bar to run the timer. So that's pretty straightforward. Little wonder it's named minimalistic. And then when the current event we're timing is done, we hit the delete button and set for the next event. Let's make this 1 minute so we can see what the time up looks like. So this is what the time up screen looks like when the event's time is up. It shows time's up, and then to go on we click delete and set the time again. And a little history is that this timer was the motivation for we building Scheduler. I was in an organization in which I met them using this timer, but they were regularly complaining about how they had to set the time for every event once it's time for it. And I want to build something that does the timing, but you can set the time of every activity before the event starts. Let us check out what the pro features offer. So I restarted the timer so as to get this link to find out more about the pro features. So here's the page that lists the pro version and features. Here's the price, $19.95. It says setup time up to 24 hours, big and bold display. You can change the color. Instead of time is up, you can change the text. You can set sound notifications, and then you can show extended time after time is up instead of just time is up, and then custom text on timeout. So those are the pro features that come when you purchase a license. So that is it about the Countdown Kings minimalistic timer. Now on to free timer. This is a really unique timer because of the clock-like interface that it displays its time with, and controls of this free timer are really simple and easy. You can set the time right here. This is hours, minutes, and seconds. So if we say we want to set for 5 minutes and 10 seconds and we hit start, our time starts counting down. I mean, it's really cool because if you observe, it's ticking anti-clockwise, which shows it's really counting down. You know, your normal clock ticks clockwise. So you can also select color scheme. It won't give you the option to choose one, but to change it randomly. So if you get what you want, you're cool with that. And then you can go negative with it. And then you can also go full screen with it. Let us see what it looks like when the time is up. So that's what it does. Once the time is up, it shows you okay, rings the bell, and resets to 0. So this is a different timer from the other two. It does not show you time up. It does not show you extra time being used. It just gives alarm and the time is reset. They have more information on their website as well about the timer. So that's our review of free timer. In summary, 3 timers we reviewed have one thing in common. They can count down. Each of them have features that make them special. Free timer displays a clock-like interface, which makes it unique. Countdown Kings makes usage very simple and time is really bold. Scheduler gives you the room to create your schedule and modify time on the fly, and then extend the timer to an external screen, which frees up your system for other activities. Because if you have to duplicate the screen of your system to an external screen, you cannot use that system for any other activity. So that's it on our review of the best free countdown timers. Thank you for watching.